Noor, like most girls, has no confidence in her appearance and always thinks that her weight is the reason. 24 hours a day, Noor finds her delirious in her fantasies about what would happen if she looked like the flu. I follow them day and night. I wish she had some fantasies, but no, Noor goes on a different diet every 2 days, intermittent fasting in 10 days. Keto, and of course her health is tired because of all this, but she does not care that the origin of beauty is equal to a pen, and all the time you find her miserable, she feels that her youth is wasting, and she did not live her life like all the people you see all day on Instagram, happy with how they look. The author of our book, Renee Engelin, suffered from the same condition as Noor throughout her stressful period, and one day she decided to find out whether she was the only one who went through this or not, and she posted a regular post asking young people to send her emails to tell her their stories. With this phenomenon, Renee was surprised to receive very many emails, and each one of them had a close story. Exactly from Noor's condition, she decides that she must know what is the mystery behind this story and begins a study that she calls the disease of beauty obsession. What is beauty obsession? What are the causes behind it? And what are its symptoms? Okay, and how do I know if I have it or not? If I look like Noor or know someone who looks like her, how should I act? Is it true? Contagious disease? Should I go to the doctor or what? We will answer all of this in today's episode based on the book. Beauty obsession is not exactly a strong disease. I mean, you don't need to do a blood test or x-ray, and you don't have to take a trip to the doctor. You are reassured, not like that. Don't be so reassured, and let me tell you a story. Look, sir, in the year 1095. In the 90 and 90, on a quiet island, the girls suddenly change. The one who stops eating, the one who stops eating, the one who is depressed, and they all hate their bodies. The inhabitants of the island have lost their temper. Is this a good virus that is spreading, or what happened? This phenomenon catches the attention of our fellow scientists, and after a period of research, these scientists announce that they have found the cause. And the cause is the phenomenon of obsession with beauty is a condition that occurs when you lose your mindset. You focus only on your appearance in the mirror, and you begin to think about everything in your life, and you try to achieve the shape that you see as perfect, even if the price of achieving it is your health and your time. Conversation is scary. I know what it causes. Movies are the first contributing reason to the phenomenon of beauty obsession, and this is because the film industry. It appeared a long time ago. In the 70s, there was a famous film critic named Laura Mulvey. Laura Talat criticized all cinematic works on the pretext that there were no stories for actresses, and they were all always the same stereotypical shape of the sweet blonde girl whose body was like a superficial personality. And what Laura expressed about this appeared later on in a greater way. In the theory of excitement, the name is difficult, so forget about it. Focus on the excitement with me. It means that you take a person who has a life, dreams, thoughts, feelings, and relationships, and look at him as if he is something that looks good or bad, and you treat him on this basis. Let me tell you that this behavior is dangerous because it is one of the causes of harassment. The harasser looks at the victim as if she has a body but does not have any. A feeling that makes it easy for him to cause harm to those around him, and the issue does not stop at movies, but the entire media is involved in promoting beauty standards, from programs and advertisements to even the news as well. And because of this, it is the second reason, and let me tell you why. In the year 2016, a study was conducted on the most important programs. The study found that advertisements were 90% of the broadcasters or models, their skin was light, and 80% of them had not even reached the age of 30, and most of them had pathological thinness. This means that advertising agencies target a specific group, intentionally displaying images that are not realistic and reveal natural characteristics, such as dark skin color, natural weight, and aging, as if they were defects that need to be resolved. The effect does not stop at psychological harm, but obscene language and sexual similes in entertainment programs or advertisements have increased the rate of girls being exposed to verbal harassment in the street and also on social media, and this remains a whole problem on its own. Let me explain it to you. Social media is the third and most important reason for now. Look, my friend, we cannot deny the benefit of these platforms and that they have a positive impact, but also, let me show you the second side of their impact. When all day long you scroll through Instagram and Facebook and scroll through pictures of the flu, and what happens is that you unconsciously compare yourself to them and begin to focus more on how you look. However, when you take a selfie and want to post it, you will find yourself editing the picture and using a filter, which is also against you. You will also start comparing yourself, which you see every day in the mirror, and the pictures of your account finances. This is all, of course, in addition to medical advice and the wrong diet systems that social media platforms do not use day and night, and many people do it from there. Other than that, the impact of these wrong diet systems is very great, and for this reason, these systems are the fourth reason, and it is not only a reason, but also a result. And this is because if it were not for the obsession with beauty was not the result of anyone sacrificing his health, and with the increase in the phenomenon of obsession with beauty, wrong diet systems appear, and these systems are very extreme. I mean, there are some that make you not eat for periods longer than 20 hours, and some that make you live on a certain food and ignore the rest, and all of them are designed for one purpose only, which is to lose weight. As soon as possible, the end of these systems is one thing of two, and two is worse than the other. Believe me, either you will actually lose weight, but at the expense of your health, or you will adhere to a week and deprive yourself, and as a result of this deprivation, you will develop bulimia, and in the middle of the night you will eat everything you need and gain weight, and you will return to adhering to the system again. The mistake and you relapse again, and you continue to remain in this vortex. You do not know how to get out of it, and since we talked about systems, the wrong diet, so let us talk about the reason that makes people follow it, which is friendliness. The fifth reason with us, and do not go to the translation. Come and I will explain to you. It is that you comment on someone's weight in a negative way, such as joking about the appearance of your friend who has gained a few kilos, or that you prefer to call your friend with wrong names because he has gained 2 pounds. You might think that all of this is just a joke and it will be normal and we all argue with her and that's it, but that's not true because your friend or friend who passed by will experience something called a feeling of shame. And this feeling of shame is that he prefers to feel that his appearance is a big mistake and that it is impossible for anyone to love his appearance or find him beautiful. And any good comment they will take from you, then because of his appearance, he will think that you pity him or make fun of him, and not only that, this feeling of shame will also leave him. He goes to extremes in an attempt to lose weight, and you find him staying asleep in the gym or stopping eating and following the wrong diet system that we talked about. Of course, if we are talking about obsession with appearance and promoting certain beauty standards, then we cannot forget the most important and largest influencer in the phenomenon of beauty obsession, and the sixth reason for the phenomenon, which is cosmetic companies. Let me tell you that the beauty industry is based on billions of dollars, and this is a lot of yellow numbers, so don't try to cross it. There was a statistic that was conducted on this subject, and very many people participated in it. It turned out that most of the girls' money in particular was wasted on various beauty products and skincare products, and a percentage of them also had plastic surgery. It is really expensive, and of course this is a big problem because most women places suffer from a lack of wages, and this makes us ask ourselves how someone whose money is not enough can force himself and buy all these cosmetic products while he has needs. The most important answer is simply acceptance. Yes, exactly that, acceptance. This is because the rate of use of cosmetics has increased so much that it has become a normal thing to see. Many people use them in your workplace, or in the university, and even in the street, and no one wants to feel that his appearance is abnormal or different, and this causes a very large percentage of girls to use cosmetic products. And of course we cannot forget that there are workplaces that force female employees to use cosmetics. Do you know that? As long as you deal with the reasons, I will tell you the final reason for the obsession with beauty, which is the wrong solutions. I mean, like your friend's position, which I talked about a while ago. You will see in this situation that you will often fix what happened, and until you start saying that the first one is beneficial, is it solid or not? You have lost your weight, brother. I wish it was you and what you did was with good intentions. It will also worsen the situation. And before I tell you the reason, let me tell you that you are not alone. I expect that even large beauty companies and important programs have fallen into this mistake, and the most famous example of this is the company when it started an advertising campaign entitled Real Beauty. Dove thought that it would raise the confidence of girls around the world. And then it published advertisements in which it shows women who look normal and tells you to look at how beautiful everyone is in their own different way. And you don't have to have a body, but the advertisements you take will make the street money disappear. You turn off the television and sit at home. You find the campaign on Facebook and Instagram. You thought that this was the solution to the problem of beauty obsession, but what happened was the opposite, which is that a very large percentage of girls experienced a feeling between lack of confidence and shame, and they felt that there was a flaw in their appearance. And Dove is just an example because this is the way most companies and programs try to solve the problem and then create a second, bigger problem. The reason for this is that they make the person focus on his appearance as being inactive, so he begins to feel in himself that there is a major flaw in him that needs consolation so that he can hear you say. To me, this means that neither joking nor talking is useful. Sweet Nafi, should I shut up at all? Do you mean it or not? Honestly, if I kept quiet at all, it would be better. Oh, and don't misunderstand me. What I mean is that the first time you see what your friend is doing, don't get up and tell him, there's nothing, and to your friend, come, I'll take 20 pictures for you, and it's okay, because it's a masterpiece. Today, sit down, sir. Talk about anything. Something, God willing, is the reasons for the collapse of the Soviet Union. Even the important thing is that don't let all your talk be about appearance, nor is it the first thing you talk about. Even if you are a father or mother, or even dealing with children, try to avoid constant praise of their appearance, and instead of that, praise a nice quality in them, such as honesty, for example. Courage, and also completely avoid talking about someone's appearance in front of them, whether negatively or positively, because this creates a negative feeling in them. Their childhood is aware of their appearance, and it will make them think that people outside are also talking about them. Most importantly, it will make them personally judge those around them. If you have a problem with your appearance and a lack of self-confidence that is evident in front of your children, or your wrong behaviors in eating and exercising are apparent to them, then in a very large percentage, your children will not have anything. They are confident in their appearance and are very easily influenced by society's standards of beauty. But if you personally suffer from this problem, let me tell you what exactly you can do. The first step to the solution is to take care of the problem, and I did it exactly when I heard this episode. The second step is to start changing your behaviors. And your actions are simple and friendly. Some tips to help you in your journey of recovery from beauty obsession. Open all your accounts and stop following people whose only content is clothes, looks, and their routine. Start focusing on your body and its needs and change your outlook on exercise and sports. Instead of going to the gym because you want to change your appearance, but let your outlook be that you want to practice activities. Your life without getting tired every bit. Also, try to appreciate your body as much as you are healthy and able to live your life while others are not able to do that. Appreciate the blessings in your hand and do not let the image of an actor or bodybuilder be your ideal imagination of your shape. This is because the nature of every body is different and there is not just one shape. It is the standard of beauty, and your attempt to achieve a body type that is not like your body will land you in the hospital in the end. Believe me, even if your weight bothers you and causes you a crisis or you have a problem with your relationship with food, try to talk to someone close to you that you trust, and try going to a nutritionist who will help you improve your lifestyle and adjust your relationship with food. Finally, if you spend a lot of money on care products for your appearance, try to record your monthly expenses and determine whether what you are buying is really worth it. Are you moderate in your spending? Are you offering luxuries at the expense of other needs? The most important thing is to answer these questions with yourself every month and determine, based on your answers, what needs to be changed. The last thing I would like to say to you, my friend, is that it is not wrong that we care about our appearance and do not like to go to the gym or look in our best shape. For us, but the mistake is that all our goals in life and our thoughts are about our appearance. But do not forget that you are a human being with dreams, feelings, thoughts, and other interests.